Hello, and thank you for signing up to be an extra in Heavenfall by Leo Petracci. This is the first time that I've cast extras in an audiobook that I'm producing, but hopefully, thanks to the genius method that we're going to use, anyone should be able to get involved regardless of your recording capabilities. In fact, all you'll need is your cell phone and another device on which you can watch this video. So, how is it going to work? All I need for you to do is go somewhere quiet and free of external noise or echoes, put your phone about 6 feet away from you and start recording either on your camcorder app or on your voice notes app, then start playing the video. In a moment in the video, I'm going to ask you to cue in with me by clapping your hands after I count back from 3. After that, I'll set up a couple of scenes for you and give you some situational context before asking you to give a line to me. Every time that I give you a line, you'll hear a tone, and then you'll have 5 seconds to deliver the line. I'll give you some example lines and you can copy them exactly if you want, or you can ad-lib something similar. Do bear in mind, the more crazy and off the wall your ad-libbing is, the less likely it will be to be prominent in the final mix of the track. But I do want you to have fun, and this isn't something that any of us should take too seriously. You may notice that a lot of the situations that I give you in the prompts don't really seem to have very much bearing on what happens in the actual book if you've read it. This is just because I wanted this to be as spoiler-free of an experience as it can be for any of you who wanted to take part that haven't read the book yet. Once you've finished recording, upload your file to the link in the description and make sure that your file has your full name written on it. So, without further ado, I'm going to change clothes into what I was wearing yesterday when I recorded the rest of this video, and we'll get on with it. Okay. So now that your audio or video device is recording, I'm going to count backwards from 3, and then I'm going to clap my hands. And I'd like you to clap your hands at the same time. Ready to go? 3, 2, 1. Okay, we're now synced and ready to go. So, our first scene, we are miners in a mining town up in the middle of the mountains. So, it's been a long day up the mountain, we've been mining, and a rebel in the crowd around us has just spoken out against one of the worst bullies, a man known as the Grinder. And so everyone's kind of faintly mumbling in agreement. Nobody really wants to get into trouble. It's not the I'm Spartacus moment just yet, but people are kind of calling him out for his terrible behavior. I want to hear you saying things like, yeah, that's right, or, oh yes, or, So, quietly agreeing, but none of you are ready to shout just yet. Okay. Amazing. So now you're feeling a little bit bolder, so this guy's continued to stand up against your oppressor. So we might even be feeling bold enough to raise our voices and maybe even get close to shouting a little bit. So I want to hear you say things like, "Aye, it is so," and "That's the truth," and "He's right," and "Valuable, are we? Ha!" All right, ready? Now go. Incredible. So, now the Grinder has lashed out against the rebel, right in front of all of us, and he demands that we thank him for his generosity in not crippling us too. So, we are now scared again. All of the wind has been taken out of our sails, and we want to say a few times unenthusiastically, but not sarcastically, that you don't want to die, and thank you. So we want to say things like, "Please, I don't want to die," and thank you, and you're very timid. All right, go. Phew. He saw reason, and he didn't kill us. And the Grinder has now calmed down, but the rebel's injuries are pretty bad, and he's just lying there in the snow. So I want to hear things like, "Oh, he's in a bad way," or "I don't know how someone can take a beating like that and survive," or "I don't think he's going to last." So again, we're hushed, we're a little bit quiet, we're a little bit nervous and scared. Over to you. But wait, out of seemingly nowhere, a massive man has just stepped forward and gently picked up the guy who's lying barren in the snow. You're all absolutely shocked and aghast because this guy obviously has a death wish and you don't know what it means for the rest of you guys. So I want to hear your best gasp of amazement. Your turn. Surely the grinder is going to kill this guy. Some of you are impressed, but some of you think that he's making the situation a whole lot worse. So we're back to muttering again. We're scared, we're a little bit riled up, we've got a little bit more energy in us now because shit's going down. So I want to hear things like, what the hell does he think he's doing? And he's an absolute madman, and I can't believe he did that. And he's his father's son, all right. All right, your turn. Amazingly, the grinder didn't kill the big dude. As for the rebel, unfortunately, he died. We're at his funeral. It's a very solemn occasion. It's in our culture in this mining village to be buried among the shale. So please chant 3 times, "The shale claims, the shale claims, the shale claims." All right, your turn. Now we're going to chant together. We're going to start off whispering, but we're going to gradually get louder and louder each time we repeat the phrase until we're shouting. And the phrase is, there is more to be remembered. 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 So 4 times, starting off quiet, getting until you're shouting. Your turn. Great. So now we're all riled up. Can I get a big, confident, booming chant of, "He shall be remembered"? All right, your turn. That truly was a funeral to remember, but alas now we all need to go back to work in the mines. And these mines are dangerous. We're shouting over long distances to the people that we're working with. There's rock falls. There's lots of loud drilling noises. This is a big, loud, smelly, dirty, industrial place. And to make matters worse, there's going to be a huge rock fall. So I want you to shout out a couple of times, "Shale!" or "Look out! Shale!" or "Rockfall incoming!" All right, your turn. Amazingly, everybody survived this huge rockfall, but only just. And now a huge figure has just stepped forward through the clouds of dust that have billowed up everywhere, and you gradually realize who it is. And at first under your breath again, but building up until you're shouting, I want you to say over 4 times, "The ridger who stopped the grinder. The ridger who stopped the grinder. The ridger who stopped the grinder." So 3 times, not 4. The ridger who stopped the grinder. Your turn. This dude is your hero. You know who he is, and he has saved the day more than once. And wait, here he's coming, walking over to you with a huge sack of gold. It's enough money to buy your freedom, to buy the freedom of every friend that you have here at this horrible mining town. It's enough to set you guys up for life. A hush has gone over the entire mine all over again. And I want to hear, under your breath, words of astonishment. "Look at him, where did he get all of that?" Or, "I can't believe what he's doing." Or, "That's an entire life savings. That's more than a life savings." Or, "I could retire on all of that money." All right, your turn. Happy, happy day. He has freed all of you. He's paid to have all of you removed from your servitude, and he's delivered a stirring speech in great booming terms about how you will never be enslaved ever again. And it riles you up. You would do anything for this man. You would die for him. I want you to roar in agreement. Roar like you are in bloody Braveheart and you're about to run into battle. All right. Rah! Your turn. Great roaring, everybody. So now you found out that your hero's name is Draysky. When he comes into the town later that day, you will cheer him as a champion. I want to hear shouts of, "Woo! Yeah, Draysky! Oh my god, Draysky, we love you!" Anything like that, just sycophantic fans in a crowd. All right, go. Great cheering. Amazing. You have survived the mountains, but now it's time to go to the big city. When you arrive, the city is heaving. It's full of people, and you're trying to get through a gate, but there seems to be some guards blocking the way. So I want to get some angsty crowd grumblings like, "Oh, do you know what's happening? And why won't they let us through? And, oh, this is ridiculous. And come on, let's see if the other way is clear." All right, your turn. Okay, because you're awesome, cunning, and clever, you found a way to sneak in the back, and now you are in a bustling market in the middle of this huge city. Can I get some calls from some market sellers? I want to hear things like, "Freshest fish," and "cheapest prices," and "get it while it's hot," and "pistachios, I have pistachios." Anything that a market stall person would be yelling in a market. Use your imagination. Your turn. Amazing. And now let's hear a couple of normal spoken words from the people that are wandering around the market. So things like, "Ooh, that's nice, isn't it? That would look lovely in the garden." Or, "Oh, don't let me forget eggs." Or, "I think there's a coffee vendor somewhere around here. Oh, there it is." Use your imagination. All right, your turn. All right, so it's the end of a long day of shopping, and we're leaving the market now to go to the pub for a drink or seven. So I want to hear some normal pub chit-chat like, "Next round's on you, I think," or "Anyone want another pint?" or "You should have seen him, he was massive." Just standard shooting the shit with your friends in a bar or pub kind of stuff. Your turn. All right, so we're still in the pub, and now this awkward dude's come up, and he said something that he clearly thinks is very funny, and we're going to laugh politely, but actually we feel a little bit awkward. So I want to hear your best kind of unenthusiastic, awkward laugh, like, yeah. Your turn. But then someone else comes in and gives everyone a free drink, which is freaking amazing. I want you to celebrate the announcement of everyone getting a free drink with, "Way!" or "Yeah, let's get 'em in, boys!" or "I'm going to have another whiskey." Whatever you want. Enthusiastic cheers of surprise and glee. Your turn. All right, so you've had a couple more drinks in you, but all of a sudden, shock and surprise, a huge explosion is heard nearby. I want to hear you going to full-blown panic. I want to hear you screaming. I want to hear you gasping. I want to hear you running for your life, panting. I want to hear you calling for your loved ones. I want to hear you generally in a huge amount of disarray, as if a huge explosion has happened very, very near to you and you're in the epicenter of the blast and you're trying to get away as quickly as possible. Your turn. You run out into the street and the entire city is on fire. There are great flying monsters burning the city down around you. You scream more. Maybe you're sobbing and crying. You're panicking. You're saying things like, "Run! Run, everybody, run!" Or, what is it? What is that up in the sky? Or, oh my God, they're huge. Or, quickly, get inside. Your turn. You found a safe spot and you have survived another life or death situation. Good job. Thankfully, the monsters had a really deep think about their life choices and fled the city to live peacefully in the tropics, which the citizens of the city are taking to mean that they defeated them. So, you're having a huge pompous ceremony in a giant cathedral-like structure. Now, you're just going to have to trust me on this because this won't make very much sense. But during this ceremony, we are all going to chant together, as if in pompous union, that they may never be unfastened. So once again, that line is, that they may never be unfastened. So I want to hear you say that twice in a row with a little pause in between it, all right? Your turn. Fantastic. And after all that, friends, the one thing left to do is to go and celebrate. So let's join in the festivities in the streets. It has been 350 years since the last attack. So what we're going to be cheering is, to another 350 years. And I want to hear that 3 times in various levels of excitement. Your turn. All right, so this is the end of the video. So all being well, you should have a full video of you saying and doing some really random things that you can send to me. So in the video description below, there's going to be a link to a URL where you can upload these videos to, and I will receive them. Please make sure that you put your name on any files that you upload, as you would like to be credited in the book. Thank you so much for doing this and for taking the time to become an extra in Heavenfall by Leo Petracci. This is a really exciting idea. I'm glad that you were one of the first to try it, and hopefully this is something that we can do in future projects as well. All right, guys, until the book is released, peace out.